What's up, guys? It's your main man, Coach Babs, Coach Richie Rich, and welcome to the Think Strong, Be Strong channel. If you're brand new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and hit the notifications bell. Without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? And welcome back. So, guys, it's Monday, so that means it's a new video day. Thank you guys for joining. Just want to say a quick shout out to the new subscribers that I've gotten over the weekend. Thank you. Really, really, and truly thank you. I do appreciate you and everything that you have been doing just by showing up, just by taking the time to listen. And I also want to say a big shout out to those who, when they've watched it, they've actually messaged me to have a conversation about it and to share their thoughts and opinions as well. Once again, I really, really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. So, thank you. So, let's go into why we're here. So, today, I'm talking to you about the universe and how the universe or God or whatever it is that you believe in has your back. Now, a long time ago, let's say maybe about 3-4 years ago, I was in a really dark place, and in this dark place I was bedridden. And when I say bedridden, I don't mean physical accident or anything that happened to me physically, but a lot of it was mentally and emotionally. And I was in a really dark place of depression and anxiety where I just didn't want to get up or do anything, and I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to get up and do anything, and I'd lost my job and I was struggling to pay rent. I think I was about 2 months behind. So I was struggling with rent. I was struggling with a lot of things. And on top of that, I was having issues in my social life. I was having issues in I didn't have a love life. But dating was an issue because I had a problem with self-worth and everything. And there were other issues that were going on in my life. So I was in a pretty dark place and I was bedridden. I didn't want to get up. Every morning I'd stay in bed till, I don't know, stupid o'clock, and then I'd drag myself out of bed, just, go downstairs, and just because I did, just to say I've done something. And I'd rarely walk out of the house. And in that time, I came across a few YouTube videos, motivation, empowering, self-help, self-development, stuff like that, And then I came across The Secret. And I knew about The Secret already from my ex because she had the book. But I came across Bob Proctor talking about it, right? And after that, I came across people like Immortal Minds? And I came across Eric Thomas, and I came across Les Brown and Mel Robbins and Rhonda Byrne. And a lot of conversations were talking around that you're not in it by yourself and that somebody's watching over you. And then I came across the phrase, the universe has got your back. And I know my mom always used to say, heaven helps those who help themselves, and you're never given something that you can't handle. And I grew up in a Christian background, in a Christian family. We went to church every single Sunday. We went to church on a Thursday. We went to church on a Saturday. We went, there was different church-like events, and I don't want to call it rituals, but things we had to attend, so we were very embedded. So anytime we were going through a situation or a problem, my mom would always say, put it to God, leave it to God, give it to God, everything will be fine. God will take control. So then this was a secondhand reflex that I would follow without really no true meaning or understanding, just because that was what we were taught, So now being in my adult life, and you hear the phrase, the universe has your back, or God will take control, I started to wonder, well, what does that mean? How does it work? And then I started to reflect on stuff that I've experienced or stuff that I've been through in my life so far, and wondering, okay, well, I've been through some hard situations, and when I've looked at other people who've been in the similar situations, they've had it a lot worse. So it could have been a lot worse for me, or I've narrowly escaped stuff. Like I've been in car accidents where, you know, the same car accident with somebody else has been worse, and I've narrowly escaped it. That you'll say I must have an angel over my shoulder. I've been in scenarios where, in education wise, where I didn't think I was going to make it into the university that I wanted to go into, and that was when I was younger. You know, and I managed to get into it, and I did the work. I studied. I did everything that I had to do to get there, but I just thought, I don't know. And I always made it through like one extra mark, or I just missed it. Or I've been in situations where I've been on a journey and then I decided to take a different route, rather than the normal route, and then later on I heard that there was a terrible accident on that route, or there was delays on that route, or something. So I always said to myself, I just got lucky. Even when I've been meeting people and they've happened to be really influential people, I've dated some, what people would say, oh my God, she's outstandingly beautiful. And my response has always been, it's all right, I got lucky. Do you know what I mean? I think I did it to the point where I tattooed an angel on my back because I believed that there was an angel watching over me, right? So this is just through reflection, right? And then the universe having your back, or God having your back, or whatever you believe in. Some of you will call it hard work that you put in. Some of you will call it coincidence. Some of you will call it cause and effect. You get out what you put in, right? But there are some things that there is no physical explanation for how this has happened. And that's where the universe or God or whatever you believe in, or funny enough, whatever you don't believe in but believes in you, steps in. Now, let me break it down to how I see the universe has got your back. Okay? So look at it like this. Have you ever had a conversation with your parents about when you were younger and you went to school for the first time by yourself? Understand? And maybe school is walking distance, right? So if you turn back, you could see a house from the gate, your school gates. You could see a house or whatever, or it's on a journey. Let's say you're taking public transport for the first time by yourself. Have you ever gone on this journey by yourself thinking it's all you, right? And then later on in your adult life, you're having a conversation with your parents, maybe because your kid is about to go to school by themselves for the first time, and you want to get some advice from your parents how they managed to do it when it was you. And then they turn around and say to you, well, the first time you went to school by yourself for the first month or two, you never really went by yourself. I followed you a few times from a distance, or your auntie such and such followed you, or your cousin, your older cousin followed you, or your older brother or older sibling followed you to a certain point. They just stayed out of sight so you couldn't see them. But they were there to watch you, to make sure you got to where you were going safely, and to be sure you got back safely, and they didn't they saw all the stuff you got up to and the different routes that you went to at home and different people you hang with on the way back, and the real reason why you were late home. They saw all that, but I didn't ask them, and I didn't step in to stop you from going by yourself. I didn't want to take away your independence, make you feel like you weren't capable of doing it by yourself. But I did watch out for you to see, just in case. Now, for me, I broke down the universe having your back to as simple as that. Like, we go through life doing the things that we're doing. We do it. We do everything. You have to physically work for what you want, right? But the universe follows you, or God, or whoever it is you believe in, or don't believe in, follows you like an unseen parent or an unseen family member. They follow you to from a distance where to make sure you're safe, to make sure you're where you need to be doing what you're supposed to be doing at the time you're supposed to be doing it. It follows you, right? And it's just ready to step in when a situation that is bigger than yourself, that you may need some help, is, it steps in for that period. So if you're in a situation where you might need a bit of assistance because you can't quite do it on your own, like you're developed and you're prepared to a point, but you might need something a bit extra to help you through, over this obstacle. And the universe then steps in. And it steps in many ways. It steps in with an opportunity. It steps in with a friend, like a particular friend that you've not spoken to in a long time, who happens to be in a particular industry or a particular thing that you are looking to do, and you've done all the work you can do, and you've searched and searched and searched for the opportunity, and you've not found it, and then along you bump into an old friend that you haven't seen in the longest time. You start talking about what they do for a living and what you're trying to do, and it happens to be that they can give you what you've been looking for. You know what I mean? Or it's that gut feeling. You normally go a specific way to work, for example, but today you felt like going this way, a different route. You just felt the need to go that route. You understand? Maybe you wanted to try a new route. Yeah, that's the impression, the story you're telling yourself. And then when you've taken that route and you've got to where you're going, you later on find out that the route that you normally would have gone had been flooded, or there'd been a situation, but you didn't hear that until afterwards. So it ain't like you knew it in advance. You didn't hear this till afterwards, and then you say, "Oh, it's a good thing I went the other way. Then, else I would have been that could have been me in that situation, or thank goodness I met this person, because if I hadn't met you, then I probably wouldn't have been able to go where I'm going or do the things I had to do. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have been able to be as big as I am right now. This is the universe having your back. This is the universe stepping in by just strategically putting you where you need to be, or putting someone in a place that you can bump into them, or putting an opportunity in a place that will, that you're on. Like it just steps in like an unseen parent. Because if a child is on his way to school, for example, and all of a sudden he's encountered bullies, and you've been walking in the background, you're able to run there and jump in and be like, "Hey, what you doing? That's my kid." Do you know what I mean? Or that's my little brother, or that's my little sister. Do you know what I mean? Or that's my cousin. Like they're able to jump in and go boom, intervene and save you, or help you, or support you. It's the same thing with the universe. The universe has your back in that way, where just when you think, "Oh my God," it steps in and goes, "Don't worry, I got this." Or God steps in and goes, "Don't worry, I've got this." Or you make a decision and then boom, the effect is, opposite, is productive to what you want rather than counterproductive. You know, this is the universe having your back. A lot of people will argue and say, "No, no, I've put in the hard work to get to where I'm going. I've done this, I've done it all by myself." And I agree. However, that idea that you had for you to work on to make it happen came to you at a specific time. I mean, what was it stopping you from not popping into your head years before or years later? Well, there isn't. It popped into your head right now at this point because you have been doing everything you have been doing all the hard work and everything you've been doing to prepare yourself for this moment by yourself, and now it's time for you to take it to the next stage. And ping, here comes an idea. Boom, there's a little shoulder barge from the universe to knock you into the right direction. Or here you go, my name's such and such. I've heard so much about you. I hear you're looking for this. Do you know what I mean? Divine intervention. The unseen parent that is watching you where you're going, the whisperer, the intuition, that feeling you have in your mind, in your heart, in your stomach that you didn't have before until right now. These are the unseen parent, the universe saying, whispering to you, "I've got your back." That's what it's doing. Letting you know that you're not by yourself. Letting you know that no matter what happens, something is going to step in to defend you, support you, encourage you, or motivate you. Either way, you're not on your own, you know. And the best thing about the universe having your back is, just like your parents have your back, even as an adult, it still checks in every now and then. Like my mom checks in every week, every weekend, just to be like, "Yo, what's good? Is there anything I can help you with? Blah, blah, blah." Do you know what I mean? The universe does that too, you know. Some of you might be in situations where you've received something a lot faster than everybody else in this time, especially, and you've put in the work and the graft, and it's worked for you faster than it's worked for somebody else, or it's worked for you, period, and it hasn't worked for the other person. You could say, yeah, it's because I was looking in the right place at the right time. Right place, right time. The universe is showing you that I've got your back in whatever you're going for, you know? And it's the same thing, wrong place, wrong time. It's just, people can say, well, what about when things go bad in your life? What then? Well, again, don't necessarily see it as the universe doesn't have your back either. If something don't go the way it's supposed to, I've said this before in the past, then it's just not for you. It's not that you don't deserve anything good. Maybe it just means it's just not for you. And what is for you is still to come. So then, if that's protecting you from you, hopefully not wasting your time in a situation, or you not losing out in a situation, or you not being hurt physically, emotionally, or mentally in a situation, and preparing you for something that's going to make you happy later on, then I still say the universe has got your back. That's the equivalent of your friend looking out for you. If they know something or if they've seen something, like for example, let's use a relationship. If your best friend has seen your partner stepping out, with somebody else when they're supposed to be with you, they will come to you and they may not directly say, don't get with that guy or don't get with that girl because I saw her doing that, because obviously it's going to hurt you terribly. But they may encourage you and talk to you to get you to see things yourself and get yourself out of that situation so you don't get hurt. Because if you find out a lot later when you're fully invested, probably the hurt and the pain is going to be worse than finding out earlier on and being able to be like, okay, fair play. I see where this is going. It's not for me. Do you know what I mean? And the universe, again, is using your best friend to watch your back. Do you understand? Because the universe or God, like I said, is looking into you and knowing, okay, if this person encounters this, they ain't going to be able to handle it. So what we're going to do is, this person respects that person. So we'll put that person in a position to witness it and be able to deliver it to this person in a way that they can handle it. To guide that person in a way that they can be guided to speak the language that that person speaks. Again, that's the universe having your back, man. So that's how I've broken it down to when I now hear the phrase, the universe has your back. Do you understand? Or God will take control, or whatever it is you believe in, or don't worry, everything, it is what it is. Everything will happen the way it's meant to be. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it is, because there is, whether you like it or not, there are unseen things that happen in the background that we don't know. And I always believe that there is always somebody or something watching over you to protect us, and like an unseen parent, like your mom and dad, when they check in for you and watching out for you from afar where you can't see them, but making sure you're okay, is the same way the universe is doing it for us, So the next time somebody says the universe has your back, think about this message. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed listening today. If you liked what you heard, please leave a comment in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like I always say, think strong, be strong. Live your life one step, one rep at a time. And impossible is nothing. Peace.